Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Mai Binti Abin here, and my metric number is C1 DPM2381003. So today, my group will be presenting for DPB40123 Business Finance. And today, we are going to present about Kawan Food Industries. And before we start, I would like to thank to our lecturer, Dr. Zakia Binti Shafini, for giving us opportunity to do the presentation today. So before we start, uh, let me introduce my group members. So the first one is me myself, Smiley Dabble here. Second one is Nurul Nadira binti Muhammad Azman, and the third one is Siti Anisatul Ahmad bin Ahmad Izam. Sorry, binti Ahmad Izam. So here's the table of content for our presentation today. The first one we have introduction. The second one is liquidity ratio. The third one is efficiency ratio. The fourth one is leverage ratio. The fifth one is profitability ratio. And then we have financial ratio comparisons. Next we have recommendation and weakness. And last but not least is the conclusion. Right, so let's move to the first one, which is introduction. These presentations explore the financial performance of Kawan Food Industries Berhad for the years 2022 and 2023. Using key financial ratios, we evaluate the company's liquidity, efficiency, leverage, and profitability. The objective is to assess the firm's financial health and provide recommendations for strategic financial decision making. This analysis is aligned with the principle of investment and financial management covered in the business finance courses. Alright, so let's move to the next slide, which is liquidity ratios. So in these ratios, we have current ratios and quick ratios. Alright, so for current ratios, the current ratios measures a company's ability to pay short-term obligation using current assets. It's calculated as current asset divided by current liabilities. So, for Kawan's 2023 performance, Kawan Food had a current ratio of 4.34, meaning it held 4 ringgit 34 cents in current assets for every 1 ringgit of current liabilities. This far exceeds the health benchmark of 2:1. Then to compare it with 2022, the ratio remains stable compared to 2022, which is 4.36, showing consistent liquidity management despite slight changes in working capital. Then let's see on quick ratios. The quick ratios is our most stringent liquidity test, which is showing what would happen if Kawan wouldn't sell any inventory. So we calculate it by subtracting inventory from current assets, then dividing by current liabilities. Right, let's see on 2022 performance. Kawan's quick ratio stood at an exceptionally high 3.54, which means for every ringgit of short-term debt, they held 3 ringgit 54 cents in cash, receivable, and other liquid assets. And to put this in perspective, most food manufacturers consider 1.5 to be comfortable. And for 2023, for 2023 performance, it shows ratios improve further to 3.68. While this 4% increase seems modest, it's significant because it occurred alongside a 13% inventory reduction. This tells us Kawan became even less dependent on stock sales to meet obligation. So that's all from me. I will pass this presentation to Nurul Nadira.
So net efficiency ratios show how well the company use its assets. So inventory turnover improved slightly to 5.23 times in 2023, meaning the company is managing stock more effectively. However, the average collection period for receivable increased from 90 to 100 days, a red flag that customers are taking longer to pay. So this could strain cash flow if not addressed.
Now I will continue on the leverage ratio. So the first one is debt ratio. To get debt ratio, we need to have total liability divided with total asset. So for 2023, the total liability is 16,759,948 divided with 460,756,709. So we got 50.67%. So for 2022, the total liability is 639,42558 divided with 460,810,382, and we get 13.87%. The second one is debt equity ratio. To get them, we need to have total liability divided with total equity. So for 2023, the total liability is 67,590,948 divided with 393,165,761. We get 0.17. So for 2022, the total liability is 639,42558 divided with 396,867,824. Then we get 0.16. And the last one for leverage ratio is time interest earn ratio. To get the TIE, we need have profit before tax plus finance costs divided with finance costs. So for 2023, the profit before tax is 34,268,332 plus with 207,781 divided with 207,781. So we get 168.989 times. For 2022, the profit before tax is 40,144,010 plus with 3,123,23 divided with 3,123,23. Then the time interest earned in 2022 is 129.51 times.
Now, the most pressing issue, profitability. The gross profit margin dropped sharply from 34.6% in 2022 to 28.6% in 2023. So net profit margin also fell from 13.1% to 10.5%. So this decline is significant and could stem from rising production costs, pricing pressures, or inefficient operations. So return on assets ROA and return on equity ROE also declined, indicating weaker earnings relative to investments.
So this is the last part of this slide, that is recommendation and weakness of the company. So the weakness that we have found in this company is they have low debt utilization, where Kawan Food has very low leverage debt to equity ratio, that is 0.17 in 2023, which show conservative financings. While they reduce financial risks, it also suggests that company may not be fully utilize financial leverage to fuel growth expansion. The second one is declining profitability. The company gross profit dropped slightly from 83.08 million in 2022 to 82.7 million in 2023, and profit before tax is also decreased. This may indicate cost or pricing pressure that's squeezing margins. And the last weakness that we found is high inventory level. Although inventory decreased from 42.03 million in 2022 to 36.43 million in 2023, they maintain relatively high. This can increase holding costs and tight out working. So the recommendation that we have discussed that the company need to improve is the first one is improve cost efficiency, where the company should conduct a cost analysis to identify area where it can reduce production or operational costs. This could involve negotiating better raw materials prices, improving automation or streaming logistics. The second one is utilize debt strategically. Since the company has low financial leverage, it could consider taking on moderate, well-managed debt to finance expansion or invest in innovation, new markets, or technology upgrades without overburdening its finance. And the last one is enhance inventory management. So the company need to implement better inventory control system like just-in-time (JIT) could help reduce inventory level, free up cash flow, and minimize wastage or obsolescence.
In summary, Kawan Food Industries is financially stable with strong liquidity and low debt, but profitability is slipping. Addressing cost inefficiencies, tightening credit policies, and exploring growth investments can turn this around. So the foundation is solid now. It's about fine-tuning operations for better returns. So that's all from us. Thank you.